Yeah, I think we might be live right now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, well, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. And thank you, Jesus. It's around that time right here on KAZ Radio, where I have one of my most favorite shows, Sisters of Leisure with Tracey and Michele. Take it away, sisters.
Happy Resurrection Sunday. I couldn't wait to say that. You know, we are just super excited what Jesus did for us, you all. We should be just like giving praise every day because it is an honor and a pleasure for Jesus to have done what he's done for us. My name is Tracey, and I am just one part of Sisters of Leisure, where we are living every day and seeking and understanding real events.
And I am Michele, the little sister of Sisters of Leisure.
Awesome. Yeah. And I have one sponsor today, and this is Dr. Tanda Kenyon, and she wrote several books, but this book, The Porch, is where her grandmother used to sit on the porch, where she established a place where she met God all the time. And it inspired her to write a book on how she was able to establish this same place, because this is their family home, and meet with God and pray and meditate. You know, God will give you all the answers you need when you just spend some time with him, you know? Yes. And what a blessing that is. But, you know, I'm just going to say this. It's been a whole anniversary year that we met this young man. His name is Brandon Suggs, okay? And he is a humanitarian. He is just a great, awesome man of God. He does a lot for the community. And we just enjoy watching him and how he grows and develops and has a whole bunch of community leaders and members, you know, just attaching themselves to him because he's so amazing.
Yeah.
So Brandon, we just thank you for being on our show today.
I appreciate y'all having me. That's a lot. I was like, okay, I'm crying over here. I appreciate it.
Stop. No, but for real, like it is an honor. It really is, because you know, you do a lot. You motivate me, and I'm sure Tracey and my kids, to go out in the community and help the community, you know, because not a lot of people, that's not like the forefront of what a lot of people do. So thank you for what you do for the community.
Yes. So tell us what you do, Brandon.
All right, so I am the owner of Live Life Have Price / Live Life Have Price Gives. We're a blog. We post like a lot of free and affordable things for people to do that in the city of Atlanta, including like freebies and discounts and things of that nature. And then, of course, we have the nonprofit, where we try to do monthly events. Today we did the Easter egg event, and we also do trips. So we host party buses. Pre-COVID, we hosted cruises, so we're hoping to get back to that. But just, you know, a blog to just have people be able to give back and also have adventures where they can save.
Yeah. So like Brandon, I have been all up on your website. I'm going to call you Mr. Half Price. That's what I'm going to call you. That's your name, Mr. Half Price. And so like, I was just in awe about all of the people, like your crew, your, what do you call it? Your tribe. You know, so are these people, your village, these are like, you have a nice amount of people that support you, that work with you. So how did you start this? Like, what made you start your company?
Originally, I started the company just because I was always frugal and I was always finding deals, and people was like, man, like this is a good resource for people. And a lot of people encouraged me to start the blog. And so I started it originally just posting deals, found a way to include travel where people could go on trips and save money. And then I've always been a person that likes to give back. So once my following started to get to a pretty nice size, we just started doing it. I mean, originally I did it one time and I might have had like 3 people, but we just became consistent, and, you know, it just started to grow, started, you know, connecting, and God started putting me in line with the right people. So it just kind of just grew, and we just kept being consistent with it, and it just kind of kept growing.
Wow. Yeah. I think like when you said God aligned you with the people to connect you with. I mean, because like Michele said, your village is humongous.
Yeah.
So how do you find the places to go and give back to the community? Do you have to do anything special to be able to do that? Like have a license or some type of business? I know you have to have a business license, I guess, to go into these parks or wherever you go.
I mean, usually I have a 501c3, of course. It's just kind of finding out where the people are. So once you do it for a while, you start to notice the trends, like on weekends. I know Hurt Park, Woodruff Park are popular areas because a lot of people congregate there because they know that's where people are going to feed. So just over the years, you just learn where to go. Then, as far as events, like, we called around to different skating rings to see, who will be willing to work with us. So it's just, researching, networking. I do a lot of networking events and, organizations reach out to me. I reach out to them and see how we can pull our resources together. Because you can do a lot on your own, but you can do way more with people, with the right people around you. So it's just networking, talking, and, God just aligning you with the right people with the same vision.
Yeah. Because I was looking, like, for instance, you don't know this, but my son, his birthday's in November. What am I talking about? In March. His birthday is March 14th. It's Pie Day, right? And I was like, you have people like selling pizza pies for $3.14. I'm like, how did you do that? Like, did you connect with those people, those companies, those pizza places, or were those automatic deals that was going on and you just added them to your website? How does that work?
Oh, no, I don't have that type of power. So 314 is Pi Day. So just as you blog, you learn things. So for instance, that's a very popular day. So I'll just research different pizza companies and see if they're doing it. And then I'll just add it to my website and, create a list of people, places that are doing it so people can just enjoy it.
Okay, because I thought that was awesome. I was like, well, that is awesome that he's able to get, but I understand. I knew it was either one or the other. Either you were, making contact with these people, or they were already having these specials. But so it's like you like a community resource guide.
Yeah, I can go with that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go with that. That works. So
yeah,
now it's just, Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No.
So it's just I kind of came up with the concept of living outside the box without living outside your means. So with that concept is to get people, encourage people to go try restaurants or go try different attractions. But some people have hard times. So it's just for families to be able to, find things to do or go enjoy going out to eat and places to go without having to break the bank. So it's just, there's a lot of discounts, a lot of deals, there's a national day for everything. So, just finding ways for people to be able to enjoy life without going broke doing it.
Yeah. Without going totally broke, because even like the free ice cream cone, the free gas cards, that is awesome.
Yeah. And another thing, Brandon, the places that I've seen you go to, are they local? Because it seems like you're in a foreign country. It seems like every time.
It honestly just depends. I mean, Georgia has a lot of places. I mean, there's over 700 waterfalls in Georgia. So there's islands in Georgia where you can literally have to take a boat and go over to an island. I mean, it's a lot to discover, but I travel all over. So, that's the thing. I just find ways and, to do things that are just free or, I'm humble, so I fly Spirit. So I save a lot of money that way. So, it's just a lot of just, finding how to get the best out of life, with every penny. Yeah. It's kind of the concept.
So that's called being a good steward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell, you know what, with any, because I mean, if someone was to say, you know what, I got an idea to live life half price without, breaking the bank and this and that and the other. Did you have naysayers? Did you have people who were like, man, that's dumb or that's silly? Or did you have that initially?
Yes, with anything you get negativity. I mean, especially with the party buses we do, because like we'll do Mardi Gras, Essence Festival, but it's a turnaround trip. And so people's like, well, why do you just do it for one day? You can make more money if you get people to get rooms and this and that. But I've always wanted to look out for the middle person. So, doing a 1 day trip, we're there all day and they get to come back. And, for people that can't afford to pay $400 a night a room and, stay for a whole week, they can get the experience of it because we're there all day and then we get to come back and they're paying less than $200. It makes me, so when people say I'd never been before and I really enjoyed myself, that makes me feel better because they was able to experience something that they may not have if they had to do a full trip. Yeah. So, I mean, you'll get people that are just like, oh, I wouldn't do that. Or you'll get people that just saying, frugal is this, because, they're bougie and have to pay full price for everything. So, I mean, you're going to get naysayers and, negative comments when you do anything. But, when your purpose is in line with God, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. And that's what I was going to ask next about was the travel, because y'all got big old party buses in Savannah, St. Patrick's Day, Mardi Gras. Like, I need to get, I was like, and then the cruises, I was like, Tracey must not know about that because she would have been on that cruise. I know she would have been on that cruise.
Yes, I mean, we, like I said, we've been very blessed to be around the right people that have like-minded thoughts. And the cruises is the same thing. We try to find, a cruise that can take you to different places, but we're not doing the $1,000 cruise. We try to keep it under 500 because we want people to be able to experience these things without having to, like I said, live above their means. So, yeah. Danica, who's my business partner, she's great at finding travel deals. She's better than me. So, having her and and then we network even with traveling. We have somebody that we network with on the party buses. Her name is Naima, great person. And she, understands the vision. And like I said, it's all about networking, being around the right people with the same mission.
Yeah.
So could you tell me about that adventure that was just so amazing that you would probably go back again?
I would probably say Colombia. Being in Colombia is a cultural difference. There's a strong African culture there. It's just a beautiful place. People are very friendly. And it also humbles you because, I mean, you see people that, I mean, you look at the houses and you're just wondering, like, they're out playing, laughing, just enjoying life. And you see, it kind of humbles you because a lot of times when people like us that they seem that has everything, we complain about so much, but we have so much more than other people. So it was kind of like a humbling experience to kind of realize how blessed you are, and to, respect other cultures and to look at things differently. So I definitely would go back to Colombia.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think that is so cool. Like you say, it looks as though they don't have everything, but they probably have everything.
Yeah.
And peace. We sitting here with all this and that and just whining about everything.
Everything.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah. It is. We got to do better, y'all.
That, you know what? And those are learning experiences. Even when it came to when we did the Easter event with you last year to volunteer, like it was so rewarding to me to be able to do that. Now I've volunteered before, but your event, it was just like, some real, genuine people who really just had a heart for it. And, the mission was to help the people, what I'm saying, to give to the kids and to their families. And so like, it's really, it's a learning experience. It's humbling. And it just tells you that, you are blessed, but not just with material things, just with to be able to see the beauty of giving was just a blessing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's definitely. I mean, I tell people all the time, you're blessed to be in a position to bless others.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. I love like the culture that we have. It speaks to volumes to the other organizations we work with, speaks volumes to the community, because it's not always shine in that light, especially in the media. That, we do care about our community. We do for our community. So it's just, and it's just the culture that we try to create because, when you was there, we was all laughing and joking. So it didn't even feel like work. It just felt like family just hanging out, and we were just giving out. So I mean, that's the type of culture that we created, and I'm definitely happy that that y'all enjoyed it, and that we continue to have that type of culture and support. So I mean, it speaks to not only our organizations but the people that support us.
Yeah, because like even when everyone was fed and done at one part, we were like, hey, there's another place down the road here. We can go ahead and, give the rest to, like it wasn't over. It was over when everything was given away. And I thought that was, I'm like, well, they ain't tired. They ain't not finished, it's not over with. There's another place we can hit up and give to that area. And then it's over, So that was definitely, it was learning experience for me and my children. And I just really appreciate that.
And then y'all
welcome at any time.
Yeah. Yeah, but I want to say, I noticed that you won a humanitarian award. Now, what was that like for you? How was that experience?
You never really know how you're going to react to something until it happens. Because, you don't do it for it, but I mean, it's also nice to be recognized. So when I was told, I was probably shocked. And when you receive it, it's when I walked up, it's a lot of emotions because it's a lot of work, physically and mentally. But it's just nice to be appreciated. Like I say, you don't do it for it, but it is nice to be appreciated. So it was very special just because it was my first award. I've been nominated a few times, but to actually win, it felt great, and just to have the support of the community and have the support of my parents. It was just a nice feeling, just to kind of like a milestone.
Yeah. So who gave you who was the sponsor of that award?
So it's an organization. It's called Hunger Has No Religion. So they are a nonprofit organization as well. So they do an annual ball every year and they select 4 organizations. So I was nominated because during the pandemic, a lot of the nonprofits had, shut down in the beginning. And so, and I'm not even one of the people that I hear God's voice all the time, but, when it came to me to figure out, should I keep serving or not? I heard it clear as day, keep going. And so we, me and maybe 2 other organizations at the time, we just started serving and, we started getting resources and we started, things just started to come, when you listen to God, it just works. And it's kept going. And then we encouraged others to come out and volunteer. And, as things come back, the organizations that came back. So he said that we kind of motivated him to get back out because he had shut down, because of the pandemic. So that was the reason why I was nominated and eventually ended up winning.
Wow.
It was well deserved. Yeah, well deserved to keep going because that could be scary. A lot of people during that time, everything shut down.
Yeah.
So
he didn't let fear get in the way of his mission, what his purpose was.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You didn't allow that to happen. You trusted, you heard the voice, you believed, and you kept going. I mean, how can you lose?
Yeah. I mean, I felt like, I felt like during the times like these are when nonprofits are needed the most. So it just felt like, like I told people all the time, it was a pandemic for us, but people that had nowhere to sleep or no food to eat, it's been a pandemic for them. This was new to us, but not being able to find work, all these things that we were just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? That's been happening for them. So it's been a pandemic. So it really didn't ship anything for that population versus us. So I just felt, it wasn't, so we shouldn't take away, because like that need is still there.
Yeah.
And, and that's the thing that people have to consider, that the need is always going to be there regardless of what's going on with the world. So,
yeah. And so what other organizations do you work with, and where do you go? Do you have a set place where you're going to go each week, or you just kind of just say, let's just go here?
So it depends. So we have staple events. So like our book bag drive, our Christmas drive is always going to be in this lot that we use that belongs to a church. They let us use it. The Easter event is kind of just, we'll brainstorm the best place to do it. So mainly, usually in the beginning of the month, we'll start talking about, where we want to go, because we try to hit everywhere. So this was McDonough. So we'll try to hit Gwinnett. We'll try to hit Decatur. We'll try to hit Conyers. So it's, and we also pay attention to what other organizations are doing. So if one of the other partner organizations says, hey, I'm feeding the homeless here, we go support that. So that's a good thing about networking with people, because they service a different area than you. So you find out about different areas in need. So this is like a team effort to see where they want to go, who we want to serve, and, just what's the purpose of this one, or is there a theme for this one?
Mm-hmm. So I remember a few years ago, I was helping pack lunches or whatever. And there was we were in a warehouse. It was a small warehouse, but we was in a warehouse. And I know that stuff comes in by the droves. So how do you manage all the stuff that you get from the companies that help you, with the supplies and everything? Because sometimes it can be a lot of stuff, right?
Yes. So it depends. If it's fresh produce, we have to find somewhere to go immediately. So sometimes we'll get boxes of groceries. So at that point, we'll hit up apartment complexes, extended stays, and we have to find somewhere immediately, because if we get it on Saturday, we have to pass it out by Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
So usually we'll most of the time we find out 2-3 days ahead of time, but sometimes like the day before, and we just have to scramble. We have to try to get a U-Haul and pick it up and then take it to the place. If it's something that can be stored, we have a storage facility that we store it in. We have storage facility. We have my apartment, Reverend Judy's house. So we just store it in our apartments or houses, or, wherever we need to, and just try to plan something to try to get it out, as soon as possible, so we can have room for the next shipment when it comes in.
Yeah, because it'd be a lot.
I mean, it can be overwhelming, but when you ask for a blessing, you can't be mad when it overflows. So
okay, all right.
You cannot be mad, because when God said He gonna pour out a blessing that you have no room to receive, you be like, well, hey.
Can't be upset when you get it.
Right.
You can't we can't complain, right? You can't complain like, hey. That makes a lot of sense.
Because He's gonna find a way to help you maneuver all of that stuff too.
Exactly.
You just you working, but you working with joy and peace and happiness. I mean, what a great life.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. And you definitely, you know, do a good job with displaying it and keeping it all organized and how it goes. I love that.
I have a question though. How do you market, like you say, for the Easter event that you had? How do you market and get all that information out there in enough time for people to want to come? Or it's just, you know, how do you do that?
Mainly social media. You know, social media is not all bad. It's actually quite good. So I use, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I mean, I tell people all the time, as much as they don't like social media is free advertising. You know, so I mean, and everybody uses it. So I use that. I've started tagging ATL Scoop. And so if you tag them in your story, they'll share it in their stories. And we've gotten donations from people. We've gotten volunteers for people because everybody looks at ATL Scoop. So just social media is 90% of it. And then I go to networking events. So when you go to networking events, you run into other people that, you know, do the same thing. And so it's just networking and social media. And once you know, do something for a period of time, people will share what you're doing.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. So, so Brandon, can you go ahead and tell everyone how they can get in contact with you?
All right. So we're on Facebook, Live Life Have Price, Instagram, Live Life _Have Price. Our website is www.livelifehaveprice.com. So, you know, if you send us a message, we'll reply and, you know, stay in contact that way.
Yeah. And you are Mr. Half Price himself, and you maintain your own website. So you do it all.
No, I'm not going to take all the credit for that. I have a wonderful team, Sharika and Danica. Danica's definitely the tech person out of the three of us. So, so she pretty much just handles the website. I pretty much handle social media, and Sharika is kind of like our researcher. So everybody plays a part to make it happen.
Okay.
Awesome. Are these your tribe or village? Are these some of the people in your close net part that work with you? Did you go to school with them? How did you meet them?
Online, honestly. Sharika, she's seen what I was doing, and she was like, I want to be a part of it. I had just started at that time. So it was me, Sharika, and then Danica came in later. She was just like, I like what you're doing, but we need to upgrade your website. So so she came in and she handled that, and we just became like a family. So we, you know, we're always around each other. Danica was around me today at the event. So, you know, we just kind of became a family, and it works. And we're the LLHP crew.
LLHP, Live Life Half Price, live life outside the box without living outside your means. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Slogan.
Yes. And so are you going to do the cruise this year?
We're still working on it, like the details of it. We are doing Essence Festival for the 4th of July weekend. So we will have the party bus for that. And we are working on a trip to either Panama City or Guatemala. So that details will be coming out on that as well.
Might be jumping on one of them.
Yeah.
You know, you're more than welcome. Do a podcast live.
Okay. Now that's what I'm talking about, Brandon. You know what? That sounds like a plan. We might need to go ahead and discuss that later on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So so real quick, you know, are your travel kid friendly?
We want to get there, but not currently.
Okay.
Not currently. We're gonna try to get there though.
Okay.
Well, everyone, thank y'all for tuning in to Sisters of Leisure, and happy Jesus Resurrection Day. Live Life Have Price, you guys. Go to the website, Brandon Suggs. We thank you so very much for coming on our podcast, Sisters of Leisure. If you love watching our show, please go to our YouTube and subscribe. We would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
you, Brandon. Brandon, you definitely deserve every bit of praise and honor that you have received. And I'm excited for you in your future.
Yes.
I appreciate it. So I look forward to us doing a live segment on one of my trips.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. I'm down.
Well, y'all have a great evening. I am super excited.
Yes.
About planning that trip. I'm coming to your page, you know.
All right. Well, thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
Good idea. You guys have a good one.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.